Okay, so Martha's here. Martha, can you unclick your mute button and tell us what you're studying and where you're from?
I'm getting my MFA in creative nonfiction.
Okay.
And originally from Kentucky, but right at the moment I'm in Las Vegas. So.
Yay. Okay. Okay, good. Cynthia? Okay, we can't hear you. Click your button.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So tell us.
Can you hear me now?
Tell us what you're studying and where you're from.
I live in Lebanon, Tennessee, which is about 40 miles east of Nashville, and I am starting the program in creative nonfiction.
Okay, so you and Martha will be buddies. Okay, so Mark, can you hit your? There you go, almost. So you all will be pros at this pretty soon because we do this several times a semester.
Okay, here I am.
Yay, Mark.
I'm in New York, Valley Stream, and I'm studying poetry.
Okay, great. Okay. Jeannie? Okay, I'm going to move on. Dana? Hi, Dana. I've talked to you for years. I hadn't known what you look like.
It hasn't been years. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, so maybe I can get together with Cynthia and we can be writing buddies. So I'm studying fiction. I am a pharmacist and I work in a specialty pharmacy for HIV patients. And I am doing 2 master's degrees at the same time. I am getting a master's in healthcare informatics at Lipscomb University.
Okay, thanks.
So I can have a real paying job.
Okay, good. All right. So Geeta?
Hi, I'm Geeta. I'm Indian, but I grew up in Hong Kong, so I'm from Hong Kong.
Okay.
My husband's from Indiana, so we just moved back 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that. But they kind of shut the creative writing program down in Hong Kong, so I am a transfer to Spalding, and I'm going to be studying fiction.
Okay, thank you, Geeta. Okay, Jessica? Okay, Jessica, we can't hear you. We'll come back to you. Okay, Harriet?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm from near Lansing, Michigan, and I'll be studying
And what are you studying?
fiction.
Okay, great. Thanks, Harriet. Dominic?
Hey.
Hi.
From California, SoCal, right outside of LA, and I'm in fiction. So.
Great, great. Okay. Leslie?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm Leslie Lynch. Yeah, I live near Louisville, Kentucky, in the fiction program.
Okay, fiction. Okay, Richard? Thank you, Leslie.
Hey there.
Hi.
I'm studying poetry, and I'm currently living in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, fantastic. Good. Okay, Frank?
Hi, I'm in Nashville and creative nonfiction.
Thanks, Frank. Stephen?
Oh, yes. Okay, here we go. Yes, I'm from New Mexico originally, but I'm currently in Louisville, and I'm studying creative fiction.
Okay, great. All right. Bobby?
Hello, my name is Bobby. I'm originally from St. Louis, but I live in Richmond, Virginia right now, and I am studying screenwriting.
Okay, thanks, Bobby. Brett?
Hello, I'm originally from Erie, Pennsylvania, but I'm currently living in Virginia Beach, and my focus is screenwriting.
Okay, thanks, Brett. Okay, now who's 407-766-7439?
Hi, that's Ashley.
Okay.
I live in Orlando, Florida, and I am currently studying fiction.
Okay, thanks, Ashley. And 1-865-919-1278.
Hi, that's Melanie, and I'm studying fiction.
Okay,
And
thanks.
I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Thanks, Melanie. And then we also have Jean James, who's from Louisville. She's going to be studying fiction. We can't see her right now, but she can hear us, so we're just having faith. Okay, that's a little awkward, but now we all know who we are. Okay, so I don't want to keep you guys forever, but I want to answer your questions, and I also want to take you through the syllabus for your courses. So we have at least 3 transfer students. I'm going to tell you right now, transfer students, that your courses are just about identical to the first semester courses. You want to make sure that you have the syllabus for 622 and 623, which is available to you on the portal. If there's somebody who can't get into the portal right now and hasn't been able to download their syllabus or look at the handbook, just shoot me an email after this, okay? And I want to help you with that. It's pretty easy. Students kind of hate it at first, the portal. They feel overwhelmed by it. So if that's your feeling right now, that means you're normal. You're a normal Spalding MFA student coming in, okay? The differences that happen for the transfer students are basically at the end of the semester, so in your last 2 packets, all right? So what I want to do right now is kind of take you through the 2 syllabi courses, and I'm going to take you on the screen share. And I should tell you guys, I'm Kathleen Driscoll. Hi. Hi. I probably won't be your mentor unless you're a poetry student at some point, but I'll always be your faculty advisor. So I'm kind of your touchstone. And I love you already, even though I barely know you. And all you need to do is email me or call me at any time, because we just want to make this just the best, amazing experience that you've ever had. That's our goal. Most of us in the office have our MFAs. We're all writers. Some of us, I'm not, but some of the other folks that work there, Katie and Ellen, are grads of the program. And so they really, really know their stuff, and they know what it meant to them. And we know it comes at no small sacrifice of money or time, time away from your family, or even if you're with your family. So we understand what it means, and we just want to make it the best that we can for you. That's really our goal. And it's not an easy thing to be an artist in this culture. So we want to be your community, and we will be. We have an amazing alum community. Last semester, last residency, there were about 100 of us in Louisville at residency, and we have homecoming every single spring in Louisville. And so that means that alums can come in, and right now it's free because we know that it costs something to get there, and folks usually stay at the Brown. But on Thursday and Friday, we doubled the amount of people we had on campus, because we had 100 alums out of the 400 that we have right now who came back to be with us. So they're really tight. There's lots of stuff for you, and that may not seem quite so important right now, but as you go through the program, and it'll go really, really fast, even those of you who are going to be on the 4-year plan, you just want to know that there's going to be something for you that's just as welcoming and as rich when you get finished. So that's sort of like a lifelong commitment. Sina says, when you get here, she'll tell you, she says, I don't believe in graduation. I would keep you all forever. So I kind of do believe in graduation, not because I want to get rid of you as students, but because there is a differential between the teacher and the student. And so when you all graduate, I love being on an equal par with you. So I feel like we can be complete colleagues at that point. So it's both of we conflict in that, but it's both coming from a good place. Okay, so guys, I'm going to go to the screen share now. and try to find this. Okay. Hang on for just a second. Here we go. All right, oops, okay. So what you guys should be looking at is the Spalding portal page that you all should be dropping on at this point. And if you're not seeing it, if you want to, and you feel like you can bounce out of this meeting, you can bring it up on your own keyboard if you'd like, okay? So everyone should be here unless they've just entered the program. We have had a couple of late additions here, but this is the MFA student handbook, and that's going to be really, really important to you there. You all see me there with the cursor. Can you raise your hand to show me you see it? Did you see it? Okay, good. Okay, so it seems kind of overwhelming, I know, guys, but you'll get used to it. The Thursday memo here, you've probably already been given the drill, but you need to check that at least once a week because there are things like this survey here for your housing, there are deadline announcements and that kind of thing, and so it's your responsibility to check that. And that's one of the ways that we keep in touch with you, okay? So over here on the portal is your semester information, and I'm going to click into that in a second. But I wanted to show you what else is on here, things that you might not have seen so far, okay? So there are all kinds of course helps here for you in critical writing, and in a few weeks I'll be convening a class with you all on critical writing, showing you what you need, what you can expect here at Spalding when we call for those short papers and the longer papers. Down here is the reading the Louisville Review. Everyone reads for the review. Some people do it as part of their graduate assistantship, so they read more than other people, but everyone reads. We think it's really, really important that you get to see the work out there, even if, like Dominic, you're a screenwriter. We don't get a lot of screenplays. We publish screenplays, but the screenwriters are kind of protective of their work. So you can still find a lot of benefit in looking at fiction, structural stories and things like that, nonfiction or whatever. So, and there'll be more information. Here are the faculty bios. You guys will want to look at that before you come just to get an idea after you figure out who's going to be at residency, what people's teaching philosophies are, okay? You might, in the bios, it'll talk about our books. It's always a good thing to read some of the faculty's work, and sometimes you can find it online, but you know, sometimes you might want to buy the books by faculty. And then, guys, I'm going to talk about this, but here at the bottom, there are little sample reports like you all are going to be asked to do while you're at residency. So if you're a little anxious about that, come in and read these reports. There's a reading report that you do. There's lecture reports that you'll do, okay, other little helpful things. Okay. And then there are also graduate lectures here, which I can't find right now, or lectures by faculty. They're kind of fun. So I'm not quite sure where they're not showing up. Katie's and Ellen have moved them on me, I guess. But we always record the lectures, or try to record them. We don't have anything that's really high tech, but we try to record them because you won't be able to go to everything, or you may want to hear something again or something from before. Okay, so now I'm going to click into preparing for the fall 2015 residency. And my computer's a little slow because I have all of you on it, so hang on. Okay, so this page right here tells you everything that you're going to have a deadline for, and then you've probably seen these dates here too, and they'll get you up to residency. So one of the reasons, guys, that I have this session with you right now is because I want to have it before you turn in your worksheets, and that's on September 30th. So everyone is going to turn in their worksheets using this formula right here, and you'll send it to MFA Dropbox, and you'll see it. It'll be on the Thursday memo. It's here. It's in your syllabi. It's in the handbook. So you should be able to find this information here. But I want to make sure that if you have questions about what to submit, and there's some helps for you in the handbook about what to submit. You shouldn't submit anything that's in a really rough draft. Sometimes new students want to know if they can submit what was in the writing sample that they turned in for the application, and you certainly can do that. My only caution is that sometimes those are so polished that you feel like you're finished with them. So you need to come into residency with an open heart to hear what the community, your participants in the workshop have to say. So I would say take something through a couple of drafts, something you have a stake in, something that you're not ready to give up on yet, but something that you just don't know how to take it any further yourself, okay? So you don't want something that's really, really raw. On the other hand, you don't want something that you don't care about hearing any comments on because you figure it's finished in the first place. That just wastes everyone's time. And then you can also, that'll also make you feel better about coming into workshop because I think new students especially are a little nervous about it. So you can be sure that everybody in that workshop has sort of made the pledge by sending in the worksheet that they have that they want help, okay? So you want help, and so that's why it's in the workshop. If you don't want help, don't put it in the workshop. Okay, so there are other assignments here as well. I'm just going to point out this August 28th assignment. I know it's blown by us, but new students get confused about this. You all are not going to be writing an essay on the book in common, but Dominic and Dana and Gita, you all will, and I think we've given you an extension on that, okay, since you're coming in as transfer students. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit your semester syllabi. So I did send this to you all in the email, at least the first and second courses of the first semester. And let me try to get it to come up here. Okay, so this page is where all the syllabi are. Okay, these are from spring of 612 and 613, and then I'll post the one that we're doing today in its stead right here. Okay, so here's where your course syllabi are. Your fall 2015, and don't get confused down here because we're still finishing up the spring, and then we also have summer students who are ongoing. Okay, so you'll be in the top, and just make sure you're in the right spot here. So let me open this syllabus for you. Okay, it'll pop up eventually. Here we are. Okay, so this is the residency course. And so for Dominic and Gita and Dana, it'll just say 622. So just make sure you have the right one, but essentially they're the same, all right? So the residency course is the course you take first. You pop, even before you come on campus, you won't be officially enrolled in that class, but you'll be doing pre-assignments for that class. So that class lasts 10 days, and that seems really short, except they're really, really long days. So you all need to eat your Cheerios or whatever and bring shoes that are comfortable. Last year, it was so cold, unbelievable, in November, that we actually had classes in the brown, so we didn't have to walk a block and a half. That's really odd for Louisville, but the year before it was so hot that I thought people were coming around with red cheeks. All right, so Louisville's really odd. You just never know what's going to happen. We'll post, keep an eye on the weather, but still, we can only do what we can do. But make sure that you wear really comfy shoes. Make sure you dress in layers. Katie puts out a list of things that you want to be sure that you bring. You'll have questions too later on. I'll open up to questions about what you might bring as well. Okay, so you are only in the 3-hour course. You have 2 courses in your semester, but unlike other universities where you're taking 2 courses concurrently, we finish this 10 days and then you move into your second course, all right? So we have the objectives. I'm not going to go through all these, but I do want to show you. If you have accessibility service needs, here's the information for you right here. You need to go ahead and take advantage of those. If you have been in as an undergraduate lately and you needed them then go ahead and make sure that you contact Kelly Kogar, who's the Director of Accessibility Services now, to get you in good shape. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on my screen. It's not coming up.
Okay.
The syllabus isn't.
Okay.
I mean, I've looked at it, so it's okay. I just wanted you to know.
Yeah, I don't see it
Everybody
either.
else wasn't seeing it.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. Okay, is that better? Sometimes it takes a second to come up. No? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go on with it. You got it? Okay. It's because, you guys, I'm sorry. It's because my bandwidth at home with all of you on it is a little tight. So sorry. So when you're in the program, you'll be receiving discursive grades, which means that your mentors and your workshop leaders write up something about you that's really more helpful than any kind of grade. But then the semester grade that's on your transcript, if you get full credit, you'll have an AWD, and that's an award, kind of like a pass, okay? If you don't get the credits, NOC, no credit, which is like a fail. There's an incomplete, which is not available to you during residency, okay? And then there's an X as well that's not available to you, but they're available to you through in the semester if you negotiate those with your mentor in the independent study. Okay, so before you come, you need to look at all the videos that we ask you to look at. You need to look at the syllabus. You're already doing that. You need to submit your worksheets so you can see that all your directions are right here. So on October 23rd, 3 weeks after you put your worksheets in, you all are going to get your workshop booklets back, and they'll be emailed to you at your spalding.edu address, okay? And then you need to print them out. They'll tell you what order that they're going to be in. When you all get those workshop booklets back, it's really important that you read the cover sheet. A couple reasons. One, it'll show you what order you're going to be discussed, and usually new students are kind of in the middle, so you can get the lay of the land, so you don't walk in the first day and have to perform, participate, or be the first critic. The other thing that you need to know about on that sheet, it'll have your workshop leader's name too. And then the other thing you need to know about is whether or not the workshop leader is going to let you use a laptop or any other electronic device in workshop. It's just like any other college course. Some people don't care. They're fine with it. Other people, it drives them to distraction to have someone keying in. So usually Dominic, the screenwriters, they don't care. They like it. But sometimes the poets, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it says about screenwriters and what it says about poets, but sometimes the poets are the ones that are a little more touchy about it. So there'll be other information for you there. All the reading assignments, you have your book in common, you have your faculty book in common, you have, I've asked everyone for a plenary lecture, I don't know if it's been posted yet, to read the very thin lyrical ballads, everyone, whether you're a poet or a fiction writer or a writing for children person. That's a really important thin poetry collection by Wordsworth and Coleridge that was published in 1798 and changed everything, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? So that's a reading assignment. You may have other little things. You'll have things like in your workshop booklet, excerpts, pieces that your faculty member wants you to read as well, okay? And then you all also are going to receive, the 612 students, you're going to receive the expository writing booklet, okay? So this, I want to make sure you're clear on this. You all will receive those because you go into that workshop just as observers. So while Dana and Dominic and Gita are going in there in their second semester, right? You all will probably be in there with them. At least their workshops are pretty small, just to sort of get a little more exposure to the short critical essay and what we expect for them. And then in the next semester, the next residency, if you guys come back in May or you go to summer or you come back in the fall, then you all will be workshopped in that, okay? So if you have questions about that, let me know later. Okay, and then if you all have news about that you want to share, you can submit those to Life of a Writer. That's something that'll be called for in the Thursday memo, and don't be shy about that. Tomorrow, if Katie called for it tomorrow, I want you guys to send in your news. It could be a publication, it could be participating in a workshop, it could be that you went to a reading. We just want to know what you all are up to, okay? So it's a really fun way to see what everyone's interested in too. So that goes up on our blog page. If you guys need tech support, we have tech support 24/7, right? And usually what happens is you get locked out because you forget your email password. And so you can just email them or call them and they will help you reset it. So Spalding is a really, there's about, I don't know, 2,600 students at Spalding. It's a really pretty little urban campus, but you know, we're not huge, so that works out well for you all because that means that you can get tech support by calling or emailing. It means you can call at a blue box or call from your cell phone and you can get an escort back down to the Brown in about 2 minutes, okay, if you want to do that. It means when you come to Spalding, you can just go downstairs and make copies. We'll give you the copy code. You don't have to put in an order and wait for 3 weeks for it to come back, okay? It's really gonna be easy for you and hopefully will alleviate some of the stress of being there and only being there for 10 days at a time when you're on campus. Okay, so this is really important because this will drive you crazy, right? The residency schedule, which is like the Bible of residency, does not come out. It won't be posted until the Monday before residency because we keep it in our pocket until we're sure it's as good as it's going to be, because little things change. Like people decide they can't come at the last minute, and so we need to rearrange things. And so that's just the way it is. So don't let that drive you crazy. There are some documents that you'll need to fill out, and I'll talk to you all about those. But another document you won't get that will drive you crazy looking, you'll be driven crazy looking for it, and you won't find it, is the mentor preference form, because we give that out in your workshop on the first day, okay? So don't let that drive you nuts. You know, you'll be saying, you know, I know I'm supposed to have it. I don't know where it is. And that's because, yes, you're supposed to have it, but not yet. We'll give it to you. So I put out a document checklist on that Monday before residency too, and it has a list of all the things that you need to copy and bring with you. And you just go down and check them off. So that's to help you later on. And then I also put out a list of assignments that everybody has, so you can make sure that you have fulfilled your assignments. But you all basically have what I told you have, okay? This list will be for everybody in the program, people who are more senior than you as well. So, okay. So while you're at residency, it's 10 days. The workshop starts on Saturday. The Friday, you need to be there around, I don't know, 3 or 4. We'll let, you all can find that time someplace else. I'm not sure about it. I'll take you guys on a little tour of campus, or somebody else will. And then we'll go have dinner. We'll have a little orientation just so you can meet Sina and Katie and Karen in person. And then we'll go to dinner, and then we'll have the book in common talk that night. So you need to bring your Adam Johnson text with you and be ready to make some comments. So just make some notes for that. And then everybody goes to bed because everybody's really tired. Well, that's not true. Everybody goes to the bar, okay? But they should be going to bed, okay? So then the next morning we get up, we have lectures, we have readings, and then lunch meetings, and then we have workshop in the early afternoon. So that's basically how every day goes for you. You are expected to, and it's in the syllabus here, so check it if you get worried about it. You're going to pull the syllabus down and bring it with you. You're going to write 4 short faculty lecture reports. 3 are going to be in your major area or your home genre, and then 1's going to be out of genre, just whatever you want to go to that appeals to you. Okay. You'll do a faculty reading report. These guys, we expect them to be written at a graduate level, but they're like a paragraph, okay? Because we know that you don't have a lot of time. It's a way of documenting and sort of sort of emphasizing the material for you. The faculty reading, you just choose one of the faculty members that reads well, that appeals to you, and you write about that, because that's something that most MFA programs don't emphasize, and it's really important that you get up and present your work well, okay, for a lot of reasons, all right? You'll have a workshop evaluation, you'll have an interrelatedness of the arts report, and that will be on a play that we're all going to on Monday night. We're all going to go to a play in Louisville. Louisville's a really great play town. So we have Actors Theater here, and we have a lot of other theater companies that have sprung up as well. And so that's what that report will be on. And then you have to do a residency curriculum and events evaluation, a few other anonymous evaluations. They're kind of a pain in the neck for you if you don't keep up with them as you go along. But if you keep up with them as you go along, you'll be okay. There will be a cross-genre assignment that you have to do, something very short. We're not cruel. We know that you don't have a lot of time and you're not sleeping a lot, okay? And then on the last day of workshop, it's an abbreviated workshop, and the last Saturday, it's an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. And we ask you to do a short worksheet revision, and you just bring it, and it's just shared with the class. It's not critiqued at that point. Okay, it's just we want to see that you've been able to integrate some of the criticism that you've been given. Right? So at your residency, on Monday, we ask for your mentor preference forms. We have some meals together with the faculty. They'll be walking back and forth with you. You'll have seen some of their lectures. You'll have heard a few of them read already. You have probably looked at the work of some, the faculty book in common. You'll know that person's work pretty well. And we ask you to submit the mentor preference form. And that is a form where we give you the list of mentors who are available to you in your area, and then you rank them 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're fiction and there are 5 fiction people to work with or 8 fiction people to work with, then you list all the way to 8, okay? And we do our really, really best to give you all your first or second choices, okay? Sometimes we have to move down because we give the more senior students their preferences, but you'll be a more senior student at some point, okay? And I really have never, I had one woman burst into tears one time because of the mentor that she got, and she came into my office, and this sounds like a story, I know, but I saw on Facebook the other day, they're like best friends. She graduated about a year ago, and you know, they have kept in touch. They love each other. She actually asked to repeat with this mentor, so it usually works out. We're pretty good at hiring faculty, and most of the faculty have been doing it for a while, so they know the drill. So we just ask everyone to take their mentors' assignments gracefully. So you'll have a group meeting with the mentor on Monday before we go to the play. And they'll give you some information, and one of the things that they'll do is they'll set a schedule for you, and you'll have about a 20 to 30 minute meeting individually with your mentor, and you'll put together a little semester study plan, okay? So that's a lot of what goes on. Here's drop add, withdrawal information and such, tuition, refund. If you find you need to drop out of residency, you guys need to do it the day before you come or the day of, so you don't get charged for it, okay? I think it's like 100% even the first day of. So MFA students who drop the first or second day receive 100% refund, okay? Minus $500, that's like the application. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is, but anyway, okay. So I'm going to stop right now. And does anyone have questions? If you do, turn your mute off and let me answer them. Martha, you have a question?
Yeah, I know I'm probably trailing behind everybody, but I was kind of curious about where the books in common.
Mm-hmm. Okay, those are listed on the portal page.
Portal page.
Uh-huh. And they're under the Preparing for Fall Residency. Click through. It's on the left-hand side, up near the top. It's right in the syllabus box.
Okay.
So Martha, I know that you'll be reading Adam Johnson's The Orphan Master's Son, because that's the program book in common. Okay. And then there's also a CNF book in common for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll need to read that too. That's listed. It's a faculty member's book. I love that session. It's really fun because the students come in, everybody's read the book, and you get to ask questions of the faculty member, not only about the book, but how it was conceived, how they shopped it around, if they got an agent for it, so it's all that kind of stuff, the structural stuff that you guys and thematic stuff that you all like to talk about, we hope, as writers, but also the sort of business end of it too. So it's a really rich session.
Question on that. Is it best to get it in hardcover or?
It doesn't matter.
Electronic, okay.
Yeah, you can do it in Kindle if you want.
Okay. Well, I have a Nook, so.
Well, okay. I don't have an Amazon stock. That's the first thing that hit me. The Kindle or Nook or your independent bookseller. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also, Martha, there's that text that I want you to read, the Lyrical Ballads. It's the 1798 version, and you could get like a Dover thrift edition for $1, or you could get a nicer edition if you wanted, like an Oxford edition. But also, I put a link to the Gutenberg project, and so you can read it online if you want to.
Okay.
It's pretty short. It's about the size of what we would consider a chapbook right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Oh, you bet.
I have a question.
Kathleen, is that on the portal?
Yes, Cynthia? Cynthia?
Is that you just listed, is that listed on the portal?
Yes. Yes. It's under Preparing for the Fall 2015 Residency.
The lyric ballads?
I don't know if that link is up yet. I don't know if about 6 weeks before residency, Ellen will put up a lecture description list. And so if there's any pre-reading for a plenary lecture, that means you have to do it if it's plenary, like my lecture, okay? If it's a faculty lecture and it's something that's, if it's something interesting to you and you plan on attending, you probably want to read it before you go, whatever. But if there's no pre-reading, it won't say anything.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Dana?
Yeah, I had a question.
Okay.
The faculty
Thank
book
you.
common, I think I understand, we're just supposed to read it, nothing to write, no critical essay, or do we have to?
That's correct. Oh, you students are supposed to write an essay. I forget because you're transferring in, okay?
Oh, okay. Oh no, that's a long book.
What is your book?
Already started it. Okay, so well, I read Orphan Master's Son. I've already submitted my book in common summary on that. Is there? I mean, did you receive it or?
I don't know. I can't, Ellen brings those in, and I will know, but I don't know right now.
Okay. So Ahab's wife. I need to write the same thing for it. A 4-page summary, up to a 4-page summary.
2 to 4 pages, not a summary. Okay.
It's a critical essay, right?
It's a critical response to it, and you're at a disadvantage because you haven't, you're coming in as a transfer student, and I'm about, in a couple of weeks I'll be giving everybody a talk on critical writing, and you probably want to drop into that too, but it's you don't want to write a book review, you don't want to write a summary, and you can't really spend too much time talking about a huge subject in a 2 to 4 page essay. So you need to really narrow in, for instance, like on one character in one chapter, and really talk about that. Or, what I suggest to students when we do this little critical writing exercise with the new students is I give you all a piece of writing, I suggest you just write something on the beginning of this essay, the first paragraph. I'm not kidding. I mean, that, like the beginning, and that's the most important work that you do in all of your writing, right? That and the title. And so it's worth spending a little time really getting in there and digging around and figuring out what good beginnings do and how you can emulate that.
Okay.
Okay. Dominic?
Yeah, so I got Ahab's wife because I'm in the fiction track, but the class I'm interested in taking is the script writing one for my second semester. So
Okay.
do I need to read and respond to both the book
No.
and or which one do I respond to?
You need to respond to you're going to be studying fiction in this, in the independent study, or you're going to go through and study screenwriting in the independent study?
I'm still working on that. I haven't even been able yet to register due to some hiccups with my transfer units and my transcripts. But I think I don't know actually yet which one I should do. If I should just do the script writing in the residential and then transition to fiction for the study at home, or if I should do the script writing in the residential and just continue on with script writing. I love both, and I'm interested in both. So,
right. Well, tell you what, I'm going to be on campus tomorrow. Why don't you give me a call or drop me an email? You can do it tonight, and I'll answer it tomorrow, and we'll connect about that, and let me advise you a little bit on that. And then, Dominic, your transcript just came through to me, and so I need to look at it. It looks fine. I just haven't decided what credits I want to take. I'm going to take 15, but I just don't know which ones I want to take. That'll be best for you, okay? So we'll clear that up in the morning too, all right?
One more question.
Sure.
I'm curious, how does the grading with the AW and then the no credit, how does that translate to a GPA?
If you needed to translate it, I can write you a letter for that, but most people accept the award as a 4.0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I argue if I have to write a letter, and I've never had anybody. Many graduate programs, but particularly many fine arts programs use a pass-fail.
Okay. That works.
We're used to seeing it. Yeah. I've never had a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Who else has a question? Yeah, Martha?
I have to unmute. Did my transcripts come in from Black Hill State? That's all they told me they were sent on the 3rd, so I'm hoping.
I don't know. Why don't you email me tomorrow? We could talk about that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, everybody good?
I have one question.
Sure.
I was trying to look it up, but I can't find the email. I think it said that for screenwriters, we do a 10-page short story or short script, and then and then have pages to fill out, like a 25 pages after that. How specific are they when they say 10 pages? Because I have like an 8-page script and a 12-page script, and I mean, if I fill out to make the max, is it okay to submit like an 8-page and then add like 2 extra pages of other stuff?
Yeah,
okay.
That's fine. Yeah, it's in the handbook, Bobby, that you can find this too. So the main thing is that you have a complete script, but your 8-page script, that'll be fine. And if anybody gives you any flack, you just tell them Kathleen said it was okay. We'll see how far that gets you. But anyway, so it just needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's really what they're after. And then screenwriters, you also have like a treatment assignment too. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
About the poetry.
Yes, Mark?
You said that I think you submit 5 poems and up to 10 pages.
Yes.
So it'd be like 10 poems or like 10 sonnets? 14 lines a piece.
You can usually students submit 5 poems, no more than 5 poems, and up to 10 pages. But, for instance, if you were working on a long poem that was, I don't know, 4 or 5 pages long, then you could submit, 2 or 3 others with that too.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Everybody good? Okay. I'm going to go now and just go quickly so I don't keep you all night. I wanted to tell you all this. Right now on Jeopardy, I'm recording it, but we have one of our students is was the champion, and now she's back. I'm kind of looking at her on TV right now. It's funny. Okay. All right, so I'm going back here. It's going to take me a second to click through. Okay, so sometimes it takes a couple seconds for you all for the screen to pop up. All right, but you should be seeing the 613, the independent writing and reading. So you'll see here that the class starts at the beginning of the semester technically and goes till April 17th. All right, so you all can read through this, but basically what happens for you is that you all are required to submit 5 packets of writing, and the page count differs depending on what genre you're in. Here are the submission dates that you have. And so your mentor might say, oh, December 16th, Geeta, you're going to be submitting on 16th. Is that okay with you? And you're like, yes, that would be great. And then Jessica, the mentor might say to you, well, good, then why don't you send yours on the 18th? Is that okay with you? So that they're getting the packets staggered. But this is the first week. Okay, so February 28th is our mid-session, and you have a few little things due. One of the things you have due is you're going to write an evaluation of your mentor and the instructional quality of instruction that you've received so far. It's just a little reciprocal check-in. We just want to make sure that everybody's working on time and that you're getting what you need as well. Okay, we've been doing it for years, and it seems to work out really well. Okay, and then so for you all, you'll have about a packet due about every 3.5 weeks, which is going to go fast, right? So you cannot wait. You put a packet in the mail, you can't wait for your mentor to get that packet back to you. You have to continue writing. I mean, one of the things we're trying to teach you all is how to discipline yourselves to keep writing continuously on deadline in your own homes. And I tell you that our students continue working. It's anecdotal, but I know that a lot of people that I went through a traditional MFA program with, and I was talking to David Jowls, who's at Vermont, about this too, they stop writing when they go home. You know, you move to a college for 2 years, you get your MFA, and then you come home and you don't know how to integrate that into your time when you start teaching, or you have to go back to work, or, you know, whatever happens. So our students keep writing, and so you guys have made a really good choice in coming to a low-res program. I always say it's convenient to do it this way, but there's no doubt in my mind that this is the absolute best way for you to learn how to be the writer that you want to be. So you have this sheet here that I've made for you, this chart, and you'll just fill in your dates here, okay? Just as a reminder for yourself, this is all for you. Always send a cover letter. Sometimes, and you can ask this question in your mentor group when you're all together, what would you like to have in a cover letter? Some mentors are more sticky about it than others. I've actually had a couple of mentors lately write me and say, they didn't even send me a cover letter. So it was like an affront to them. They took offense at that. And for me, you know, when I have mentees, I'm like, just say, hey, here's what you have, or whatever. So you'll just want to be on the same page with them. It's just, again, it's like any other, you know, any other university. You have different professors like different things. Okay, so this is going to tell you what you're going to be sending. If you're sending a fiction, 35 to 45 pages. Now, as you go on, you're going to be sending new work. This is true of everybody. And then revised work as well. You're going to work those two different ends, because we don't want you to get stuck and revise the same thing over and over again. On the other hand, we don't want you to not learn how to revise. Now, there may be a time when you're working on a big project, like a novel, and your mentor says, I think it would be good if you just work on through here and try to get to the end, okay? And if you think that's good, then that's what you'll do. But generally, you're doing new work and revised work. And so 5 to 7 poems. If you're working in picture books, it's something else. Also, screenplays, 35 to 45 pages. You never send more without permission, okay? You got to send at least 35 pages or 5 poems, and you never send more than the 45, okay? Sometimes faculty will let you do that, but not all the time, Okay, so when you send your mentor that packet on the day that you're supposed to send, okay, your mentor has 1 week to get it back to you, to drop it back in the mail. If the mentor is working through email, it'll come right in your email box. Okay, if the mentor is working by mail, and some of them still like to do it because they want to have hard copies, you're going to send out to them. They're going to get it 2 or 3 days later. They're going to look at it. They have a week. Then they're going to drop it back in the mail to you, so it could be 2 or 3 more days. So you see why you can't wait for your mentor to get your packet back to you. Now, you just don't want to be doing that anyway, all right? So be forewarned about that. And then you'll be sending 1 to 3 short critical essays, and I'll get with you all later, and we'll do another little session on critical writing there. You'll start a bibliography. You'll learn more about that. And you'll just keep a running list of all the books you read. You'll be reading 8 to 10 titles or scripts a semester, okay? And you need to keep track of that. And basically, guys, you're writing a short critical essay on every book on your reading list, or every script or film on your reading list. Okay, that's one of the ways that we document it. Okay. And then there are other little things about postage and stuff like that is on here. And those are so particular to the mentor that you'll just remember to ask, you know, how they want to receive things, okay, when you're in the conference, and they'll tell you. So the mentor's response comes back to you, and so that will be either a 3 to 5 page single-spaced letter just about you, or a recording of not less than 30 minutes. So I like to use audio. I open a Dropbox for my students. I scan back their sheets with little comments, and then I just have them follow through with my audio. It just feels more like teaching to me. Okay, so here are your mid-session deadlines as well. And your mentor can talk to you. At mid-session, you'll have a required phone call with your mentor, and you'll have a required phone call at the end of the session too. Okay, so I don't want to rush too much through this, but we're getting to the end, and so I don't want to keep you any longer than I said I was going to keep you. So I'm going to have another session with you when you get the workshop booklet back. I have office hours on Wednesday that are through Zoom, okay, from 1 to 2, I think, okay, EST, right? If you want to meet with me individually or go on Zoom with me, I'll try to do that if I can with you. And then, so we'll have one more orientation on how to prepare for a workshop. I'll be able to answer more of your questions then. And then we'll also have one more class on short critical writing together, okay? So those will all happen. The main thing, I've talked to most of you on the phone, really try to get your reading done before you get your workshop booklet back, because we take the workshop booklet really seriously. And I don't want you to be overwhelmed when you get it back, because you're gonna have to read it. I always tell people to read it 3 times, very quickly, then with care, and then to review right before you come into workshop. So it's the backbone of residency. It's going to be an important time for you, and so you want to treat the work of your fellow workshop participants with the same respect that you want yours to be treated. And I know you will, but I know you will, but I want you to just be aware of the expectations so that you're not surprised by it. Okay. So, shoo! What else can I answer for you? Yes, Keita?
I just have a question. Can you include the transfer students on the for the other sessions as well?
Absolutely, I will absolutely do that. I consider you new students, even though you're coming in the second semester. Okay.
Right.
All right. Anything else?
I have a question. I had to defer a year because of a family situation, and the first time around I was granted a scholarship, and I haven't received any word whether that's going to stick or not. Who is the faculty person I need to follow up with?
You can follow up with me in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to call or email?
You can just email me, and if we need to talk, we can set up a time, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Bobby, did you have a question? No? Okay. Troy, hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, good.
Do you have any questions?
Not off the bat.
Well, what's your area that you're
I'm
going
in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm working in fiction.
Okay, good. All right. Everybody say hi to Troy. Hey, Troy. Okay.
Hello,
Troy.
everybody.
We're about to say goodbye to you, Troy. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay. Anybody else have a question? No? Well, you guys, I think there are about 20 of you coming in, and that's about the normal number that we bring in. Sometimes we bring in a little less, sometimes we bring in a little more, but I'm really excited about you all. I think you're going to be a great group from all over the place. Some people from Kentucky, but lots of people outside of Kentucky too, as is always the case. And so when you walk on campus, there are going to be about 100 people there, just students, and they'll be instantly your community. So you will know 100 writers plus about 25 faculty members at the end of the 10 days all across the country, and those will be your people, okay? And we all work together to help each other. We really stress a non-competitive kind of atmosphere. We don't do that just to be nice, although we are nice. It's the very best way to teach creative writing. You know, when you are criticized unfairly or harshly, then your ears close and you don't hear what needs to be said to you. And I'll tell you right before I go, I'll tell you this one little story. I had a book just come out about a month ago, and it went through the peer review process, and I had 2 letters come back. Usually what happens, if you don't know, in the university press particularly, is you have to have 2 good reviews or 3 good reviews before they'll take it to the board, editorial board, to even go to the next level. And so they sent my book out, and I got 1 letter back that was really favorable, very nice. And I thought, I wonder if I can figure out who this is. And it was about a 3/4 of a page, and they said really particular things. And then I opened the second letter, which was incredibly generous to me, and said wonderful things to me, and was 18 pages long with suggestions. And I didn't take all those suggestions, and they weren't big suggestions anyway. A lot of them were about reordering and poems that this person thought maybe should go in the beginning rather than the end. But I considered every single one of those suggestions because I knew he was for me, and I knew that he was for my book. And had he been critical of the book, I probably would have just thrown the pages away. But there's no doubt in my mind that my book is a much better project now because of that. So I'm living proof. It's not just because we don't want to have dissent, and we don't want people crying all the time. There'll be some criers anyway. You guys, maybe each one of you will be in my office crying. I always have Kleenex. Everybody cries at least once because you're so tired. Usually you're just so tired. And then someone will come and say, I don't belong here. I'm not good enough. We'll be like, yes, yes you are. Everything's gonna be okay, all right? But you know, it's just the best way. The ears really stay open, and even if your work is not the work that's being harshly criticized, you're thinking, I know because I've done it before. That's the way my program was. It was like beat everybody down and see who ends up staying. You think, oh no, when I'm up, are they going to treat me that way? So then the ears close to that too. So. All this being said, that doesn't mean we're not honest with each other. We have to be honest with each other or else we don't move forward. And that can make us, even if things are said in a nice way, or a constructive way, I should say, in a constructive way, a supportive way, sometimes it's not easy to hear, but that's because you're a little uncomfortable because you're hearing and you're being told maybe you want to do something you're not used to, and that is the only way you can learn anything. So if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable right now, a little bit into residency, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And we'll see if you still buy that when I see you at residency, okay? Okay. Well, thank you for being so patient. I know that it's a lot, you know, having so many people on here, but I really appreciate it, and I will be in touch. And please, guys, I just want to help you, and everybody in the office just wants to help you. It's a big deal. We know that it's a big deal what you're doing, and so any question, little or big, okay? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to go see if Tara won. I don't know if she won or not. I would let myself look over there to see if she won Jeopardy. So we'll have to talk about it later. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I can't wait to meet you all in person, and I'll be getting in touch with the next date. Okay. All right. You're a great group. I love you already. I can tell. All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Have fun. Bye-bye.